Access granted.
Greetings, people. I remember there was something that basically I wanted to comment on the other day, and I was just reminded of it, so
Access granted.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Somebody call security.
let's get started. Alrighty. You know, the more sophisticated these new cars get, the higher the repair costs. And I'm not talking just mechanical. Now, a lot of you know that I was an insurance adjuster for a while. And, you know, it just scared me to see an estimate for my friend's wife's car at how prices and labor costs have skyrocketed from the days when I was writing and paying claims. A while back, my buddy's wife, she has a 2016 Hyundai sedan. I don't know what model it is. I can't remember. I'm sorry, but it escapes me. She pulled into a parking space, and you know, they have these concrete parking barriers so that you know, don't drive into the building. Well, she didn't notice that on the barrier, you know, they hold them into the ground with rebar, long pieces of rebar. Well, somehow, some way, the piece of rebar had worked its way up, and it had a curve on the top. So it was like in the shape of an L, and this rebar is about the diameter of a quarter. They use this to also to reinforce concrete in the freeways and in buildings. So, well, as she pulled in, not noticing that this chunk of rebar was bent, it hit the front end of her car, damaged the bumper, and that's all we thought it was. Bumper cover crack, little damage behind it. So she takes it to the Hyundai dealer. They send her to the body shop. She comes back with the estimate. Are you ready for it? $4,369.52. I almost fell out of the chair. As a matter of fact, I choked on my coffee. Her husband looked at the estimate and he goes, something ain't right here. So he hands it to me. He says, "You're in the insurance business. Look at this." All right. He had to replace the bumper cover. They had to replace the reinforcement behind the bumper cover because it was bent and the car, actually they could have straightened it, but brand new car. Get this. She damaged what they called the proximity sensor for the emergency braking. Now, this is a little sensor. Matter of fact, it's about the size of this box. Electronic sensor. The sensor alone was $2,752.12. Now, the cars are getting worse. They have more sensors in the bumpers and in the front grills. They have the lane sensor. If you drift from your lane, sensor warns you. Some beep, some shake the steering wheels, They have these emergency braking sensors. They have cruise speed sensors, which automatically slow the car down. And then when the traffic proceeds and there's a gap that opens up, it's automatically, you don't have to do the old resume and, like you used to. The cars do. Besides what I commented on earlier with, the speeding tickets, this type of stuff is what jacks your insurance rates. I talked to an adjuster recently that the damage to the front end of the vehicle was basically repairable, but the 8 airbags that went off inside the car totaled it. Had the airbags not detonated, the car was repairable. But for the little bit of damage on the front end of the car, it just happened to hit just right and detonated all of the airbags. The car was a total loss. And unfortunately, he told me, the person did not have insurance and got stuck for $16,000 deficit. Now, if you're driving a $60,000 or $70,000 car, you should have gap insurance. You should be that intelligent. This person wasn't. People, I will never own a brand new car. If I could afford one, I will. No way. I will stick with the old reliables. All right, not reliable, but I don't believe I will ever own a car newer than 97 or 98, because you get into the 2000s and up, they've got all this crap on them. I mean, it's sad. I had to buy a diagnostic computer because this 97 van has the OBD2 port. And perfect example. This morning I ran up to the store, and when I left, my check engine light came on. I'm thinking, Jesus, now what? I got home, plugged in my little computer. Well, I got lucky. The vacuum hose fell off of the EGR valve. It was so old it split. I happened to have some hose, repaired, cleared the code, drove the van, done. No light, plugged the computer in to check, code's clear, fine.
That's it. I'm through.
Just my commentary, people. Buy gap insurance. Look into it. If your insurance company isn't going to cover 100%, buy gap insurance. Just remember. Okay, here we go. Again. Oh, these sound effects. I know you don't like them, but I do. I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Maybe I'll have some good, happy news for tomorrow. From the golden microphone of WDWLTV, it's the crab-ass old man signing off.
Access denied.
Perfect timing. They're throwing me out. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.